Right, so the largest freshwater lake in the world is obviously Lake Superior, right? Well, yes and no. Surprise, surprise, it's actually more complicated than that. By surface area, Lake Superior takes the cake as biggest, if you use the colloquial definition of what a lake is. However, technically, the neighboring Great Lakes of Huron and Michigan are a single body of water and far surpass Superior as having the most surface area. Now, surface area isn't the only way of measuring bodies of water. You can also measure the volume to see what lake has the most water inside of it. When measuring with volume, it is clear to see that Lake Baikal in Russia is the largest in the world by leaps and bounds. 5.7 thousand cubic miles of fresh water reside in this cavernous reservoir. The second largest in volume also outstrips Lake Superior. Lake Tanganyika in Central Africa also outdoes the American Great Lake. Now, through all this, I'm sure all you are thinking is, why haven't I mentioned the Caspian Sea? Google says it's the biggest lake in the world, and Google is never wrong. Well, Google is not lying to you. Technically, the Caspian Sea is also the largest lake in the world from a certain point of view. Located in Western Asia, the Caspian Sea is monstrous, covering more than 140,000 square miles with water. Unlike the other lakes on this list, though, the water is not fresh. The Caspian Sea is a slight saltwater lake. At only 1.2% salinity, it doesn't seem salty, especially compared to the ocean at 35% salinity, or the Great Salt Lake in Utah at 317% salinity. But it is salty enough not to be fresh water, and therefore put in a different category. Listing the largest freshwater lakes on each continent in order of surface area puts Lake Superior in North America on top, followed by Lake Victoria in Africa next, then Lake Baikal in Asia, Lake Ladoga in Europe, Lake Vostok in Antarctica, which is actually underneath an ice sheet, Lake Titicaca in South America, and finally Lake Carnegie in Australia.